A preview of what is going to happen on January 20th is presented here for everyone's perusal. Furthermore, the Bitcoin reserve is one of the major concerns that everyone has been discussing with me that I am aware of. Quite a few people have informed us about the Bitcoin reserve. I believe that to be the most significant aspect of the situation. It is similar to being spoken about in the neighborhood, if you catch my drift. On the other hand, we are missing the most important aspect, which is the hey, talk to me portion, which is what is happening outside of the Bitcoin hype system, mostly due to the fact that I have been predicting for a considerable amount of time that Bitcoin is going to be hyped up and pushed hard into the retail sector, while the major businesses are the ones who will actually benefit from this. So let us thus simply investigate this matter and have a conversation about it. Let's start with this post, shall we? However, to begin, I would like to extend a warm welcome to everyone who has recently joined the group. Always and for all individuals. This is Johnny, my name. I have high hopes that I will be able to convince those of you who are new to the channel to subscribe by the time this movie is over. It is evident that Intel is sending data to Intel in addition to highlighting X. A cryptocurrency advisory group consisting of 24 influential individuals will be established by the Trump administration. The board's mission will be to draft laws, establish a Bitcoin reserve, and advocate for more transparent regulations. Right now, in addition to that, we have Smoke Dog over here, and we would like to give him a substantial shout out in accordance with this comment made by the vice chair of the FDIC. Indeed, that is the case. It is the FDIC, the same organization that you guys are familiar with. The first day will mark the beginning of the work that will be done in the United States regarding tokenization and virtual commodities. Today's the 20th of January. For this reason, the regulation of digital assets in the United States will not require nearly as much time as it would otherwise. In addition, if we choose to investigate this further, it will need us to plan a new route beginning on January 10, 2025, 10 days from today. Some preliminary views on the issues that are plaguing FDIC policy. Do you agree that it is approximately 5 or 4 days at this point? There is a possibility that the FDIC will receive a new leader. The business is interested in branching out in a different way. No matter what happens, I have no doubt that work will begin on the 20th of January. Let's take a more in-depth look at this now, shall we? In what specific ways have things changed? Moving this over here and asking Burgess to open it in a new tab will allow us to read it more carefully. Let's move it over here. In the first place, the manner in which the organization deals with digital assets and tokenization is yet another area that need a restart immediately. In 2021, financial institutions made public a roadmap that detailed their intentions to submit several policy files in the following year, 2022. When it came to virtual asset sports, these papers would detail the actions that the company anticipated banks to do beginning at the beginning of 2022. This activity was finally put to a halt as a result of a change in leadership at the FDIC. The company, on the other hand, devised strategies for how each institution ought to interact with its regulator at a higher level. As for the rules, I believe that they are still very much the same as they were before. There are several games that feature virtual property or Bitcoin that you should avoid playing. It goes without saying that this is always the case, so allow me to be completely forthright here. It was the beginning of the collapse of FTX, which therefore led to the closure of banks without their will at the beginning of 2023. These bank closures were all connected to Operation Choke Point number 2, which involved the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, They prevented the usage of cryptocurrency in financial institutions, which was a significant contribution to Operation Choke Point 2. There have been occasions when we have discussed how detrimental this strategy is due to the fact that it has slowed down innovation and led people to believe that the FDIC is not open for business if firms are interested in anything linked to blockchain or distributed ledger technology, DLT, which is completely accurate. In addition to that, Custodia Bank has essentially corroborated this information. Now, on the other hand, given that it did take place, I find it quite amusing that they are bringing it up at this time. The fact that letters were sent to more than 20 banks instructing them to avoid any and all actions related to cryptocurrencies has contributed to the strengthening of this concept. My opinion is that the model would have been more effective if it had requested that the agencies provide the general public with a clear explanation of the sports that are permitted and the manner in which they can be played in a manner that is in accordance with the requirements for health and safety. And in the event that authorization from the government is required, in contrast to the situation in the past few years, these need to be dealt with as promptly as possible. Regarding digital assets and tokenization, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, is going to make a change, and it is possible that they may entirely wipe the slate clean. This is what will take place on the first day, which is the 20th of January. This has the potential to be quite cool. Right now, at the same time as we are paying attention to tokenization, we are also paying attention to the major players, particularly those existing in this market. It is quite clear that I am able to name XTC, Algo, Stella, and a number of other names. On the other hand, I will be paying close attention to Ripple and Hedera. To begin, there is the Hedera, which is a studio that specializes in the tokenization of genuine foreign assets. In the event that you are, listening to applications, I believe that you ought to be aware of this tokenization lab. In the event that you are interested in RWA tokenization in general, the RWA tokenization company that is owned and operated by Hedera is a well-known name in the industry. The majority of the time, certainly, that is crazy, which is why we come to Visa News. Today, October 3rd, 2024, marks the beginning of a brand new era in the history of tokenization. VTAP, which stands for Visa, Tokenized Asset Platform, is designed to assist financial institutions